You know that feeling when you scroll through a dozen patio sets, each promising the perfect blend of style and durability, and you start wondering if you're just going to end up with another piece of metal that rusts after the first rain. It's a real risk spending a few $100s on something that looks great in the catalog, but turns into a maintenance nightmare when you actually try to use it. I get that hesitation, especially when you're balancing the cost of a whole outdoor kitchen, a grill, and maybe a new set of planters. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Purple Leaf 10-person outdoor dining set tries to solve that dilemma by pairing an all-weather aluminum frame with a wood grain finish that pretends you've got a teak table without the price tag. It comes with a rectangular table, 8 rope-weave chairs, a bench that doubles as a side table, and matching cushions. The whole thing is coated in a teal hue that leans more toward a weathered, beach house vibe than a showroom shine. First off, let's talk about the kind of space where this set actually shines. If you have a backyard that can comfortably fit a table that's roughly 5 feet long and 4 feet wide, you'll notice the set almost instantly. I set one up in a suburban yard that has a concrete slab surrounded by a low wooden fence. The table sat flush against the slab, and the rope chairs tucked neatly around it, leaving just enough room to walk between the bench and the fence without feeling cramped. The real test was a family gathering of 10 adults, 4 teenagers, and the grandparents. We pulled out a grill, set out a few platters, and the table held everything from a tray of burgers to a bowl of coleslaw without wobbling. The reinforced stress points the manufacturer talks about really do seem to keep the tabletop from sagging under a heavy load. Now, imagine you live in an apartment with a modest balcony. The set's footprint might feel overwhelming, and the extra bench could be more of a hindrance than a help. In that scenario, you'd probably be better off with a compact bistro set, or a modular collection you can rearrange. The Purple Leaf set is built for gatherings, not for a 2-person coffee corner. One of the most common worries with aluminum outdoor furniture is how it handles the elements over time. This set is marketed as all-weather, and the aluminum frame does stay rust-free in my experience. After a week of light rain, the metal was still dry to the touch, and the teal paint showed no flaking. The wood grain veneer on the tabletop, however, is a laminate rather than solid wood, which means it can be vulnerable to scratches from sharp objects. I accidentally dragged a metal serving tray across the surface, and while it didn't dent the aluminum underneath, the veneer left a faint mark that was noticeable under direct sunlight. If you're the type who brings heavy cast iron cookware onto the table, you might want to use a protective runner. The cushions are another practical point. They are made of a quick-dry foam and come with a removable cover that you can toss in the washing machine. After a weekend of outdoor use, the cushions held their shape and didn't develop that soggy feeling that cheap polyester often gets. The downside is that the color of the cushion fabric is a muted beige, which can show stains from tomato sauce or spilled wine more readily than a darker shade. A quick spot clean with mild soap does the trick, but you'll need to be a bit more diligent if you plan to host kids who love messy meals. Installation is something many first-time buyers dread, but the Purple Leaf set arrives with pre-drilled holes and a straightforward instruction sheet. The whole assembly took me about an hour with 2 friends, and the only tools needed were an Allen wrench that came in the box and a screwdriver for the bench legs. The biggest hidden trade-off here is that the rope weave on the chairs, while visually appealing, can loosen over time if you constantly pull on the seat. After a few months of weekly barbecues, I noticed one of the chair backs needed a quick retie to keep the rope from sagging. It's a minor fix, but it's something to keep in mind if you value a set that truly set it and forget it. So, who should consider buying this set? If you have a medium-tonnage outdoor area, enjoy entertaining a crowd, and want a look that feels upscale without the price of genuine teak, this is a solid option. The aluminum frame gives you peace of mind against rust, the cushions add a level of comfort that makes long meals enjoyable, and the teal finish offers a splash of color that can tie together other garden decor you might already have. It also works well for those who want a unified look because the set's design language is consistent across the table, chairs, and bench. Who might want to pass? If you're limited on space, if you're looking for a